English tip by tip. Asbestos. Living with the enemy. US versus UK. Dialogue.
John, have you seen the report from the home inspector? I'm looking at the section about the attic and the basement.
Not yet. Why do you look so worried? Is it the plumbing again?
I wish. It's much worse. He found asbestos insulation around the old pipes in the basement.
You're kidding. I knew this house was a fixer-upper, but I didn't think we were living with a health hazard.
Exactly. He calls it the silent enemy. In the UK, this stuff was fully banned back in 1999, but here in the US, they only finalized the total ban on the most common type this year.
That's crazy. So, there's a lot more of it still around here?
Definitely. And it's dangerous. As long as we don't touch it, we're okay. But the moment it becomes friable, crumbly, gets into the air.
That's terrifying. We were planning to renovate the basement next month. We can't just DIY this, can we?
Absolutely not. In some countries, they call it remediation. But here we have to hire a licensed abatement team. It's going to cost an arm and a leg, but we can't put a price on our health.
You're right. Better safe than sorry. Let's stop the renovations for now and get some quotes. I don't want to take any chances with the enemy in our own home.
Key information. US. DIY. Do it yourself. Adjective.
Example. I have a DIY project in the garage.
UK. DIY. Do it yourself. Substantive.
Example. I'm doing a bit of DIY this weekend.
What happened?
Mary and John just found out their house has a serious problem. While reading a home inspection report, they discovered asbestos insulation in the basement. Mary explained that it's a major health hazard, especially if they start their planned renovations. Since they can't handle it themselves, they've decided to hire a professional abatement team, even though it's going to cost an arm and a leg. Ultimately, they chose to put their safety first.
Exercise. Answer. Why is Mary worried about the house?
Because the inspector found asbestos insulation.
What means the renovation will cost an arm and a leg?
The project will be extremely expensive.
What does the term friable mean in the context of asbestos?
That the material becomes crumbly and releases dangerous fibers into the air.
English tip by tip. Hawaii. The British secret. US versus UK. Dialogue.
Hey Mary, I was just looking at some photos of Honolulu, and I noticed something strange. Why does the Hawaiian flag have a Union Jack in the corner? It looks so British.
It's a great piece of history. It's actually a legacy of the close friendship between King Kamehameha I and the British Royal Navy.
That's wild.
Back in 1793, the explorer George Vancouver gave the king a British flag as a gift. Kamehameha liked it so much that he flew it as the kingdom's unofficial flag for years.
But when did they make it official?
The current design became official around 1816. The king's advisor suggested a hybrid look to show friendship toward both Britain and the United States.
And why the stripes?
The 8 horizontal stripes represent the 8 major islands of the archipelago.
I didn't realize it had been around that long. So, if it was its own kingdom, when did it actually become part of the U.S.?
It was annexed as a U.S. territory in 1898, but it didn't officially become the 50th state until August 21, 1959. It's the youngest state in the Union.
Interesting. I'm starting to pack, but I'm not sure about the weather. Is it just tropical all the time, or does it get cold?
It's mostly tropical, but it has incredible microclimates. You can go from a sunny beach at 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 29 degrees Celsius, to the summit of a volcano like Mauna Kea, where it actually snows in the winter.
Snow in Hawaii? I definitely need to pack more than just swimsuits then.
It's one of the few places where you can see tropical rainforests, deserts, and alpine tundra, all on the same island.
Any other fun facts I should know?
Well, did you know Hawaii is the only U.S. state with an official royal palace? It's called Iolani Palace. Also, they've even banned billboards to keep the views beautiful.
No billboards. And a royal palace. This is going to be a very different kind of American road trip.
Key information. Complex process of annexation.
Annexed by the United States in 1898 through a complex process involving a coup, years of political debate, and strategic military needs during the Spanish-American War.
Overthrow of the monarchy, 1893.
A group of American sugar planters and businessmen, the Committee of Safety, overthrew Queen Liliuokalani with the unauthorized support of U.S. Minister John L. Stevens and 162 U.S. Marines. The Queen surrendered under protest to avoid bloodshed, expecting to be restored by the U.S. government.
Establishment of the Republic, 1894.
President Grover Cleveland investigated and found the overthrow illegal, refused to annex the islands and called for the Queen's restoration. Provisional government refused to step down and instead proclaimed the Republic of Hawaii.
Native resistance, 1897.
The majority of native Hawaiians opposed annexation. The Hui Aloha Ina organized a massive petition drive, gathering over 21,000 signatures, more than half the native population, to protest the loss of their independence.
Newlands Resolution, 1898.
During the Spanish-American War, Hawaii's strategic value as a naval base, Pearl Harbor, for battles in the Philippines became a decisive factor.
Formal annexation, August 12, 1898.
The Hawaiian flag was lowered and the American flag was raised over Iolani Palace, officially marking the transfer of sovereignty.
Statehood, August 21, 1959.
Hawaii remained a U.S. territory until it was admitted as the 50th state.
The 1993 Apology.
The U.S. government passed the Apology Resolution, signed by President Bill Clinton, which formally acknowledged the illegal nature of the 1893 overthrow and the role of U.S. agents in it.
What happened?
Mary and John are traveling to Hawaii and discuss several interesting facts and features they discovered while preparing. They talk about how the Hawaiian flag features the Union Jack as a symbol of friendship, originating from a gift given to King Kamehameha I by explorer George Vancouver in 1793. They note that the design became official in 1816, using a hybrid style to maintain neutrality between Britain and the U.S., with 8 stripes representing the main islands. Mary explains that the islands have diverse microclimates. They also find it fascinating that Hawaii is the only state with a royal palace and has banned billboards to protect its natural views.
Exercise. Answer. What is a Union Jack?
Is the official name of the national flag of the United Kingdom.
What does the word annexation mean?
Is the formal act of acquiring something.
What is a microclimate?
Is a local set of atmospheric conditions that differ from those in the surrounding areas.
English tip by tip. Puerto Rico. The truth. Dialogue.
I can't wait to get to Puerto Rico next week. I've already called my carrier to make sure I have international roaming set up, just in case.
Oh, you don't need to do that, John. Our regular plan works there. It's a U.S. territory, remember?
Right. It's basically the 51st state, so everything is exactly the same as here in Florida.
Not exactly, even though they use the U.S. dollar. And we don't need a passport to go. It isn't actually a state yet. It's an unincorporated territory.
Wait, really? But they're U.S. citizens. I assumed that meant they have the same setup, governors, senators, and a vote for the president.
They do have their own governor. But they don't have a vote in Congress. They have a resident commissioner.
A resident commissioner? What does it mean?
That can talk in the House of Representatives, but can't actually vote on laws. And they don't get to vote in the general presidential election either.
That's wild. So, if I moved there permanently, I'd lose my right to vote for president?
Exactly. It's a bit of a legal gray area. People there have been debating for years whether to push for full statehood, stay a commonwealth, or even become independent.
Man, I had no idea. I just thought it was like flying to Hawaii.
Culturally, it's its own world, John. But hey, at least we don't have to go through customs when we land. Plus, the island has some of the most stunning beaches in the world.
That's a relief about customs. Which beaches should we make sure to check out first?
We should definitely visit Flamenco Beach in Culebra. It's famous for its turquoise water and white sand.
And if we want to stay closer to the city?
Then Isla Verde and Condado are great. Or we could head to Luquillo Beach to enjoy the calm waves and the famous food kiosks nearby.
That sounds incredible. Speaking of kiosks, I'm starving just thinking about the food. What should we look for in the restaurants?
You have to try mofongo. It's the undisputed king of their cuisine. Fried green plantains mashed with garlic, and often stuffed with meat or seafood.
Wow, that sounds delicious. I'm definitely adding those to my list. And what about the capital? I know we're staying in San Juan.
We'll spend a lot of time in Old San Juan, walking the blue cobblestone streets.
Wow, there is way more to this trip than I thought. I better start packing.
English tip by tip. Route 66. Dialogue.
Can you believe it, John? We are actually doing it. Chicago to Santa Monica. 2 wheels. 8 states. And absolutely no deadlines.
It's been on the bucket list for 10 years, Mary. I've checked the spark plugs 3 times already. I just want to make sure these bikes can handle the Mojave heat when we get to California.
The heat is the least of my worries. I'm more worried about you trying to eat that 72-ounce steak in Amarillo, Texas. If you do that, you'll be too heavy for your bike to move.
Hey, if I finish it, it's free. But seriously, what's the first stop? We've got to hit the Gemini Giant before we even leave Illinois, right?
Definitely. And I've marked the Blue Whale in Oklahoma. It is cheesy, I know. But you can't ride Route 66 and skip the giant concrete animals.
I'm looking forward to the desert stretches. New Mexico and Arizona. Just the open road and the neon signs. I want to stay at that Wigwam Motel in Holbrook. I've always wanted to tell people I slept in a concrete teepee.
Just watch out for the wild donkeys in Oatman, Arizona. I heard they'll block the road until you give them a snack. We should probably pack some extra carrots in the saddlebags.
Carrots and engine oil. The breakfast of champions. You ready to kickstart?
Kickstand up, John. I'll meet you at the Route 66 begin sign on Adams Street. Last one to the Pacific buys the first round of sodas at the Santa Monica Pier.
You're on. What happened?
Mary and John are starting a motorcycle trip from Chicago to Santa Monica on Route 66. This trip has been John's dream for 10 years. They have planned stops like the Gemini Giant in Illinois and the Wigwam Motel in Arizona. They are also ready for challenges such as the Mojave Heat and wild donkeys. They are set to begin their journey and race toward the Pacific. The first one to the Santa Monica Pier buys the first round of sodas. Grammar tip. Present continuous. Equals. Future arrangements. Example.
Mary says, "We're actually doing it."
She isn't talking about what they are doing at that exact second. She is describing a confirmed plan.
Exercise. Answer. What does John mean by bucket list for 10 years?
A bucket list is a list of experiences or achievements a person hopes to accomplish during their lifetime.
Why is Mary planning to pack carrots in the saddlebags?
Mary wants to keep carrots to feed the wild donkeys in Arizona.
What does Mary mean by kickstand up?
That the bike is ready to move and the trip is officially beginning.
English tip by tip.
Tip 117.
Elvis, the King. US versus UK legacy. Dialogue.
You know, without Elvis, music wouldn't be the same. He really brought rock and roll into the mainstream.
He was a legend for sure. But where did he get that unique sound?
Did you know that Elvis was like a sponge for his environment?
Really? How so?
Started at home. He grew up surrounded by gospel music. And his religious family.
So that's where the soul came from. What else influenced him?
In Tupelo, he listened to African American spirituals and the blues. But he also loved hillbilly country music.
That's a wild mix. It definitely worked, though.
Exactly. That unique mix is what made his rockabilly sound so electric.
You can even hear that energy in our own singers. Cliff Richard was basically the UK's Elvis with Move It.
True. But what about Billy Fury?
Good point. I think Billy Fury had even more of that raw, king energy in his songs.
Exactly. His influence crossed the ocean and stayed there.
What happened?
Mary and John discuss how Elvis Presley revolutionized music by blending gospel, blues, and country into his signature rockabilly sound. They conclude by noting his massive influence on UK artists, specifically comparing Cliff Richard and Billy Fury, with the consensus that Fury better captured Elvis's raw energy. Grammar tip: linking verbs. Subject plus complement verbs. Acts as a linking verb that describes the subject's condition during a period of time. Subject plus verb plus past participle. Past participle equals participial adjective. Example:
He grew up surrounded by gospel music.
focuses on how his environment shaped him.
Exercise. Answer. Why does Mary describe Elvis as being like a sponge?
Because he was able to absorb different styles from his environment.
How did Elvis change the status of rock and roll in society?
He brought the genre into the mainstream, making it popular and accessible to a wide general audience.
Did Elvis's musical impact stay only in the United States?
No, his influence crossed the ocean and inspired legendary UK artists like Cliff Richard and Billy Fury.
Please subscribe to the channel, not to miss any tip. Please share it to your friends.